What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Career Backups Podcast. I am your host, Joey King Koopa Bowser. I have my co-host today, Skyler Papa Finch Eckenrode, and Zach the White Knight Clark. And I hope you guys are ready for some fun times.
I just need to point something out. Our intro music makes us sound so much more important than we really are.
Without a doubt.
Like,
I need to know why Zach is the White Knight.
Because he's white.
so white.
And he's got the blonde hair, blue eyes. He just seems like the kind of guy to be a knight, you know?
Okay. Sure.
Sure.
I mean, it kind of makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're questioning it. I'm more confused why you're Papa Finch.
Papa Finch?
Yeah.
I thought it was because I was a father.
No, I figured just more because you're more like Papa Smurf. Kind of like our leader. Well, I guess you do have a kid, though. That makes sense.
You're the host. You're the leader.
You could be Papa Finch because you have a kid. All right, that works. Yeah,
that's what I thought. I heard Papa, and that's it. You said it funny, though. It kind of sounded like Papa, like hush
Papa.
puppy.
Papa. Papa.
Yeah.
More like an Italian thing.
But I just want people to know that nothing important is going to happen in the next hour. You know, that sound drop just makes us sound like we're on CNN dropping some breaking news.
That's true.
And we are not going to be doing that.
And all we're dropping is fake news.
Big thank you to our music guy, John Quinn, for giving us our intro song.
Big shout out.
You demand, John Quinn.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to go ahead and jump into topic one. And what do you have for us today, Skyler?
All right. So since I am the father of the group, literally.
Papa Finch.
Papa Finch, yes, sir. I have what I'm going to call Parenting 101. Because you guys, if I had to pick two of my friends, in all honesty, if I had to pick two of my friends that would be the least likely to have kids based on how they handle responsibility. Not that it's in a negative, not in a negative way. Yeah. Well, actually, it's in a completely negative way.
Dropping bombs
now,
over here.
Responsibilities for other people.
He did let me hold his child once, though, so.
I was in the same room as it.
Sometimes regret that decision. But anyway. I would pick you two definitely last to be the ones that would have kids. And you would agree with me. You can't even deny that.
I literally had this conversation at the gym today with my buddy that I am in no way ready to have kids. Within the next 20 years, I would say.
20.
I'd say about
so
40.
You're going to find like a 20-year-old woman.
When I'm 45. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, for many years of my life, I was very anti-child.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, I'm very selfish.
They're growing on me a little bit.
I don't want to give like my money to like little kids.
Zach loves his money.
That's fair.
And I'm not even the Jew of the group.
That's a good point.
You know, that would be Joey.
Hopefully you listen to our intro episode.
Joey.
Yes. All right, so give us your Parenting 101.
Okay, so I'm going to start it off with just a couple questions that, whenever I first started this whole parenting thing, I never realized it. And I lucked out. Sue, my girlfriend, she has a son. She's really good with kids. She does everything just flawless. So I had a pretty good mentor to follow. But anyway, it's still a shock to think of it. So just humor me with these questions. And Zach, I'm going to turn to you for this first one. We'll get Joey's answer, but I really want to. Zach, how many diapers do you think you have to change per day, per 24-hour day?
I know the answer to this because I've had this conversation with people, and I thought it was like 2 to 3 max.
2 to 3 max. How many times do you go to the bathroom a day?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was talking to somebody a couple months ago, and they were talking about how expensive diapers are, and I was like, well, you can't go through that many. Like, what, 2 or 3 a day? And apparently it's nowhere close to that. Yeah. So, but being honest, if I wouldn't have had this previous knowledge, my guess was 2 to 3 times a day.
Joey?
I mean, I would have been about the same boat. Now, my girlfriend also likes kids a lot, so I've learned a lot about kids. But if you'd asked me previously, I'd say about 2 to 3 times. Wow. But in my defense, I usually pee about 3 times a day, and I only poop once every 3 days. So, like, for me, going to the bathroom 3 times is normal.
Well, and my only experience parenting is from having a dog. And
it's the same thing.
But I mean, I guess I let him out more than 2 to 3 times a day, but not much more. I feel like I only let him out 4 or 5 times a day, and he does So
I think the difference there is that dogs will hold it in.
yeah,
Babies don't.
No,
When they
not
gotta
at
go,
all.
they go.
Not at all.
Now, from being at your
Not
gym,
even if you have the diaper off. I've asked multiple times. She refuses.
she still just goes
Still
for it.
just
Huh?
goes.
It's like she can't understand.
So
me.
if I'm going to take an educated guess, I'm going to say 13.
That's probably a little high.
All right.
It's probably a little high. It's about between 7 to 10
7 to
around
10.
there. Some days it's more, some days it's less.
How much does a diaper cost? Like one diaper?
You see, well, we had that gender reveal party.
Oh my God, you guys had so many
Oh.
diapers.
We have, and we still have so many diapers. It's insane.
So you're still good.
So we're still good. So I haven't bought one diaper. So shout out to my friends. You guys
Hey,
are awesome.
I got you.
I'm not. I didn't come.
Hey, me and
Yeah.
Eric got you that sweet diaper cake.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what that was
Yeah.
until we got it.
Yeah. It's this giant cake made of diapers.
I still
is.
owe you a present.
And Madden's coming up soon. So.
That's 100% my goal because we're keeping this franchise going.
And it's the only way he'll get it.
Exactly.
All right. So Joey, then I'm going to ask you,
All right.
how often do you need to feed a baby? We'll say a newborn to like a 3-month-old
3 months
baby.
old. All right. I'm going to say that you feed a baby 4 times a day.
4 times.
4 times.
Zach?
So I eat about 5 times a day, but my dog eats once a day.
You dog
So,
really only eat
We're
once
gonna
a
keep
day?
going.
Yeah, like he's a lab, so I only have to put food down for him once a day.
Every dog I've ever had only fed once a day.
Yeah. So, we'll go in the middle ground.
But you have to remember that when you feed a baby, it's also like their drink. So how much does your dog drink a day? Probably more than once.
Oh, you're right. We got to figure that.
Like you don't
We gotta
feed the
account
baby
for
and
that
give
in-
it some
We got to account for
water,
that in the
milk.
algorithm.
Yeah, they don't drink water.
They drink milk.
They drink booby milk.
Well,
We'll get into
or
that.
fake milk.
I just 3 to 5. I can't see them doing more than like 5 times a day.
All right.
Yeah,
So a newborn baby is going to eat about every 2 hours.
12 times.
That's consistent, like whether they're sleeping or not.
They get hungry every 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
If
12
they're
feedings.
they're dead asleep. All of a sudden they'll just wake up like, "Bitch, I want some food."
Bitch, I want some milk.
Wham, wham. Yeah, they do that. Yep, 100%.
All right, that's definitely higher.
We are
than I
0
thought.
for 2.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm not shocked.
Let's not have a kid anytime soon, Joe.
Quick side note on this about being 0 for 2. The other day, my girlfriend asked me, like, what age was too old to breastfeed? And I said 2. Which apparently really old for breastfeeding. Didn't know that.
I know people who have 2-year-olds who still breastfeed the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, but apparently that's weird.
It is very weird. It's
would've-
disturbing.
I would have guessed that's like the right age. You call them 24 months. You're like, all right, you're done. Way wrong.
2
You're not
years?
way
When
wrong.
you
You're not
say-
way wrong.
When you say 2 years and then 24 months, they sound so different.
Yeah,
it's the same
you know,
thing.
don't get me started on that because people ask me how old Jocelyn is,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, she's gonna be like 7 months next week. They're like, well, how many weeks old is she? Like, it doesn't matter.
7
And I
times
get
4,
real
you
mad.
dumb
Like
fuck.
once Jocelyn turns 1,
Mhm.
I'm done with the month thing. I'll ask people how old their child is. Oh, he's 15 months old. He's 1.
He's
Your
one.
child is 1 year
Your
old.
child is
You
1.
lose the month thing after the first year. And like, there's people who ask me about the week thing. No, none of that. I stopped counting weeks after like the second one.
How was your child? Like 2 weeks? How was somewhere between 2 and 4? I don't know.
Months, somewhere around
Somewhere
there, 2 or
around.
4 months.
Less
something.
than 1
Yeah.
year? That's all I know.
Yeah, so that's a good point you brought up, Zach, because that just really, oh boy, is that
I want.
15 months?
I think
No.
if I ever have a child, though, I want to get real into it. Where when they ask, like, oh, how old's your kid? 49 months.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to go hard.
49
into it.
It's funny though
months.
because people do that.
2
Yeah, I know.
weeks, 13 hours,
Yeah.
11 seconds.
Yeah.
No,
12
12
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
11 seconds. Now 12. Now 13. Now are you done? Are you done asking? All right, let's move on.
It's been, and then add 9 months to that. That's when we fucked.
Okay, so all right, we established the how often you feed a baby. So, how much do you think they eat per sitting, Zach? They eat 12 times a day. Give me a
12
range.
times
2
a day,
numbers.
and
Give
they
me
don't drink water,
0 water.
so they get all their fluids through the food
through the booby milk
So is it
Formula.
Is the only thing that they eat formula?
or booby milk.
Okay, but that's it.
Yes.
Like
Until
that's
they're like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess because I'll be so
So-
wrong.
Go ahead,
Probably
give me a
like
guess.
2.
2
3?
years.
I don't know. When you start
3
feeding them
years.
baby
3?
food.
Jocelyn eats baby food right now,
Oh,
and she's
alright,
7
cool.
months.
I would
There
have
you
been
go.
just giving them to them from
But
day
you
one.
mix it in.
Yeah, that
I
makes-
feel
alright,
like
that
their
makes sense.
poops would be real watery if they're only drinking milk all the time.
No, they're not. I promise you, they're not.
That shit blows my mind right now.
We're learning a lot.
So give me a
What was
range
the
here. 2
question?
numbers. How much do they eat per sitting?
2 numbers.
Like between this and this, because it's not going to be
oh,
one
I see-
number.
I
I
get-
mean,
yeah, I get
you know,
it.
sometimes they're
cup.
more hungry.
So 8 ounces of
Is that
the,
high or
of
low?
the thing. That's the exact amount.
They will eat that every time and not a freaking
Yeah.
sip more.
You make
Yeah.
exactly 8 ounces, and it's always.
You give
gone.
them 8 ounces
I
of
think
it.
I'm gonna go with 4 ounces is the low, and I'm gonna go 8 is the high. 4 to 8 ounces.
for a 0 to 3 month old.
Yeah.
Why does that matter? Don't they all
It probably
taste the
does
same?
matter. Eventually, they start eating baby food. Apparently, before they're 2.
There better be books on this shit.
There are, but they're really boring to read, so you just don't do it. It's simple.
Yeah, fuck that.
I think I'd read them on the
Honestly,
shitter.
I've thought about this so much since Skyler knocked up his girlfriend, and I'm gonna do the same thing as you. I'm gonna find an old vet. Oh, not an old vet. That sounds terrible. But I'm gonna find
Shout out to Sue.
Yeah, sorry, Sue. I'm gonna find a veteran.
Well, we had 1 listener, and now we have 0.
Now we have 0.
But I'm gonna do the same thing. I don't want to be going through this the first time with that girl because she's gonna be like me. I can only assume if some girl lets me put a baby in them, they're gonna be the exact same as me. I can't do that.
I can't think of it. So
No.
what's the answer?
Yeah.
0 to 3 months old will drink between a half an ounce to 2 ounces
Damn it.
every 2 hours.
That's it?
Yes,
It's not a lot.
That's like nothing.
Yep.
Like, that's like that much.
that's exactly right.
So all you do, you just squirt it in there? You take the bottle.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're like an athlete with
yeah.
a Gatorade bottle.
We'll open up and you see the
Oh.
water boy stand there and just.
Have you guys been to the new Japanese steakhouse in Indiana?
No.
Yes.
Have you ever been to one?
Yes.
Yeah. You know they do the sake bomb things?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm talking about? They take like a bottle and they squirt sake in your mouth until you tell them to stop.
Yeah.
We walk in.
That sounds sexual.
Yeah.
It's a little sexual.
It's very sexual. So we walk in and my little brother, shout out to Kevin, is like, Zach, are you gonna do a sake bomb whenever it's your turn? I'm like, fuck no. I was like, but first off, there's no way they're just giving out alcohol. Like that's not a thing. I was like, that's just water, Kevin. He's like, no, it's not. It's actually sake. I'm like, bullshit. So I'm the first person to go in the table, and he's like, you want to go? And I was like, no. He's like, oh, that's right. You look too young anyway. So me, being the asshole I am, I'm like, fuck you. I'm 25. So, throw it my way. So then I start going, and it's definitely watered down. It's not full sake, but there's definitely some sake in there. And I'm just going and going, and I thought it was water, so I'm just like chugging this shit. I get up to like 15 seconds, and then all of a sudden it hits me that this is not just water. And there's a bunch of people watching. I'm like, oh, it was terrible. It was so bad.
You're doing a keg stand pretty much in the
Yeah, in front of my parents with a whole audience. Yeah, it was terrible.
Terrible.
But yeah, that's how I'm imagining you feeding a baby. Just like tell you stop, cut me out.
That's exactly what it's.
You
when they start
nailed it.
coughing, you just stop.
You just
give-
stop?
Yeah.
Then you burp them, right?
You gotta burp them.
You
Yeah.
do gotta burp
Do you have to
them.
burp them every time
Yes, that's what I learned.
Every ounce we burp Jocelyn.
until she burps? Like, how do you know when to stop burping?
You will hear them burp.
But you have to go until they burp.
Well, I mean, after a while, sometimes she's like, "All right, no, I'm not gonna fucking burp today." So you just stop. She doesn't tell you that. You have to like.
Because she's like,
child.
no, fuck you.
Because she still doesn't talk. But
How? Okay, go ahead.
all right, so this is the last real quick hitter, and then we can get into it probably. So Zach, your baby starts crying in the middle of the night. What could possibly be wrong?
I don't even know where the fuck to go with this. Honestly, I'm gonna be so mad that she's waking me up in the middle of the night that like I'm gonna do everything I can to tune her out and just hope just go back to fucking sleep. It's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this one.
What could be wrong? I'm thinking hungry because they have to eat all
Hungry's
the time.
that's automatic. Yeah, you got that one. That's the first thing you'd probably.
Hell
well,
yeah.
that's not the first thing I'd check for, because it's kind of you have to go downstairs and do the bottle thing and then walk back upstairs and feed her, and then you got to burp her. It definitely that's the longest.
Oh, but maybe diaper. Is that the
Diaper?
other one?
Yep, that's the first one I check because it's quick. Like if it's bad, you just sweet. And then
so they start crying when after they go to the bathroom.
Not like right after, but eventually it just gets uncomfortable.
So then they start crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the reason they're crying is literally anything. I imagine sometimes they just cry.
They usually
for no
have
reason.
a reason.
Do they?
Yeah, it might be a real fucking stupid
But
reason.
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
Hey, I want you to hold me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be literally,
Yeah.
like, just like, hey, I want your attention, so I'm crying.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time they're going to be hungry or the diaper, but sometimes they're just like, no, I just want some fucking attention.
Yeah. They like that too. It could be hot.
Yeah.
It could be cold. Yeah. I mean, you guys are pretty good. That
The
was
wind
good.
could blow, and they might not like the way it happened.
Yeah. Yep. There's something falls. The cat might have meowed. Something stupid like that.
I feel pretty good about this.
You
I
did
feel
good.
I feel like
Yeah.
I
We
did
got
good.
that
Yeah.
one question pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
that
question. I kind of
one
knocked it out of the
question.
park,
Yeah.
guys.
The
I mean,
easiest
you-
one.
you know
and he
she's
kind of
hungry.
set up for us because he told us that it ate every 2 hours. Because I never
And
would have
the
guessed
bat.
hunger if you didn't say that.
I know.
I'd be like, well, they're probably not hungry. They're sleeping.
Yeah.
Context clues.
See, so you
Yeah,
knew,
that's
like,
true.
yeah, it's hungry, so I'll just give it its 15-ounce bottle, squirt it in our Gatorade, and we'll be good to go.
I just
Perfect.
walk in the door and just like squirt it across the room, like
And then just leave, shut the door,
yeah.
soundproof room that you put the baby in, and go back to bed.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Now, do you have one of those baby monitor things?
Yeah, we have one of those, but it's kind of like, you ever just, this is how I picture it. When I roll over and I look at it, it's like Gollum's face from Lord of the Rings is just looking back at me. And my daughter's beautiful, but like when it's that early in the morning, I'm just like, you fucking go back to sleep.
Also, you have a baby monitor like camera, not just like audio.
Oh yeah, we got the camera.
Oh, nice.
Like, yeah, and you like see her face, and it's like right up against the glass. Like, hey,
I need attention.
yeah, get over here.
See, I wouldn't be able to mess with that because like I don't believe in ghosts, but also like I don't want to take any chances. So like I couldn't like I've thought about getting like a security camera in my house, like so I can watch my dog, just like not a security camera, but like a dog cam. So like when I go to the office. But I was like, no, I can't do that because if I ever see something just randomly move, I gotta move then. Like I can't.
gotta
Like
move.
if I
I need
see
to
like
know
something
how.
fall,
I'm out.
like I'm done.
I'm out.
Like I'm out. Like so I can't do that. So I'm imagining a baby monitor the same way. So yeah, definitely could not do that.
I don't know what to say. I'll just call it out. I don't care. But yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Oh, I just cut your audio too. What?
Oh, you want to move on? You can just say that.
No, I don't want to just tell you what to do. It's not my. I'm not the host.
Yeah, then why are you trying to tell me what to do?
Oh my god.
You already said that was your last question. I knew it was.
All right.
Sorry
But
for
I
those
had more.
audio
I had
troubles.
more baby questions. I'm not done yet. Does your baby crawl yet? What age do they crawl?
She's getting close.
Getting close?
Yeah. Yeah, she's starting to teeth.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is?
Where they
The
get
teeth break through the gums.
Yeah.
See, you're good at this.
you put like vodka or something in their mouth so they don't cry. I think movies have taught me that.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, I think it's whiskey anyway. So
It is whiskey,
Yeah, that's what I
but
thought.
that's definitely not something I'd advise.
That's fair. That's
They
probably
make
not.
this stuff called Oragel. It works just as
Oh,
well.
all right. All right.
Yeah,
but it is about to crawl.
But whiskey, that makes the whole situation better for both of us.
Yes.
You
Now,
know
when,
what I mean?
when did they talk?
Yeah, I was thinking like, no, let's guess, because I'm thinking 1.
I'm thinking 14 months.
Between that.
1.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude,
So about early 1.
Joe,
All
we
right.
could adopt a kid.
I don't think we could.
No, we could. We know all this shit
Yeah,
now.
but we
I mean, it's not going to be like pronounced words that are very good.
Yeah,
you'll
but
get-
like they'll get little audio.
What
Yeah.
about your kid? Is it talking yet?
It's only
I
like
can only
7 months
it-
old.
Yeah,
She.
it.
she. What I didn't know if you wanted to say her name on the podcast.
I've said it.
He already said.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
But,
But anyway, but I just assume she's a superior human, so she's
Oh,
already
yeah.
talking.
no, it took her a while to roll over, and I was about ready to take her back to the hospital and trade her in for a new one.
Mm-hmm.
But Sue keeps telling me you can't do that.
Now this might be a little touchy subject, but were you worried that because you don't know if it's going to be real stupid or not when it comes out? So like, or like, and like you still don't know because like it's not like she's talking or anything. So like, you know, and like, you know, you and Sue are very smart, but like, are you worried that she's just real dumb? Like she comes, like, you know, one day she comes home and she's like, I got suspended because I can't stop eating crayons. Or something, you know?
I don't think they
like,
suspend kids for that.
But you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Like, it's
but
like an
see,
eagle.
I'm not one of those guys that thinks intelligence is something. Like, there's definitely people that get more given to them.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is a function of what they put into it. That's kind
Really?
of I'm one of the
See, I'm the exact opposite because I never worked hard at all.
And that's why you don't have a fantasy championship.
True.
Let me
True.
explain. You get certain cards.
Yes.
Certain people use those cards. Certain people don't. You don't have to be a hard worker.
Okay.
But your parents are also intelligent people.
Mm-hmm.
They taught you, in cognitively, they taught you how to be smart, essentially.
So what he's saying is
Like,
he doesn't worry about that because he believes he can help shape his child.
Correct.
Like a good path.
Correct.
That's good.
Plus, I think the thing with babies is that you love them at such an early age that as they grow, it doesn't matter.
No,
I
I
mean-
can definitely say without doubt someone is stupid or not. You know
no,
me
I'm
better
not-
than
I'm
that.
not-
I'm not a bullshitter.
I don't think you can look at a baby and go, that baby's going to be... Well, all right, maybe that's not fair. I don't know.
Not a baby. You couldn't
Yeah,
say that about
that's
a
what
baby.
I'm saying.
Well, I'm
You're
just
still not
saying,
a baby.
I guess my belief system's a little bit different. I think that people are just dumb. Like, yeah, what if she doesn't get a full deck of cards? You know? Like, that would scare the shit out of me. I'm just being honest. That would. Like, you know, I feel like I'm above average intelligence, I would think. And, yeah, like, if my kid's just real dumb, like, I don't know.
See, but if you're dumb, you don't know you're dumb. So you could be dumb and just think
But
you're
I'll
smart.
know she's dumb. Like, if my kid's real dumb because I'm not dumb.
See, that's
This
what
is
I'm
such
saying.
a dumb question.
This is such a
All right,
No,
this is
but-
taking
but-
a weird route.
But I'm just saying. But I mean, it's good that you don't worry about that.
We're
That's
just-
all.
we're
That's
just-
all. I know that I will worry about that.
We're just going to go ahead and jump into our first segment before this goes any further. So sometimes between topics, we'll do little segments where we play a fun little game or have an interesting little topic. They'll be short and small. And for today's, we are playing a trivia game about a fantasy football player. And you guys will be given clues and have to guess who the player is. So if you guys are ready, I have your first clue.
Do we get like one by one, or does
Yeah.
it first person that yells it wins?
One by one, so there's not yelling. If you both know it at the same time, you both say it, and then if I...
We're gonna buzz in.
Well, you don't have to buzz.
Buzz.
All right.
I'm gonna say buzz.
So I'm titling this segment, Who Am I?
Okay.
First clue. I've played my entire NFL career with the same team.
You can keep going.
Oh, yeah.
No. Are we just gonna guess?
Yeah, I just wanted to guess.
So after each clue,
I was
kind of
gonna
like
buzz in when I have
guess
to
who we graduated with. Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Cam Newton.
I was a Pro Bowler wide receiver.
Larry Fitzgerald.
No.
Are they current? Are these all
Yeah,
current
these are all
players?
current.
Tavon Austin.
I finished as wide receiver 13 last year in standard scoring leagues.
13.
Tyreek Hill.
No.
Golden Tate.
I was wide receiver 7
He had a different team.
Yeah, he did.
in 2016.
Seahawks and Lions. What'd you say?
I was wide receiver 7 in 2016.
Des Bryant.
He no way he was 13 this year.
That's true.
AJ Green.
My teammate was wide receiver 2 in 2016, but took a steep decline in 2017.
Wide receiver 2.
Yeah, in 2016, but took a steep decline in 2017.
Sterling Shepard.
No.
He wasn't that good.
Yeah, you think he was 7th last year?
No.
Sterling Shepard?
He had a good year though.
He did have a good year, I'll give you that.
He wasn't 7.
But not that high.
Well, and then I was thinking his teammate was OBJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no,
You know
that
what
was
I
a
mean?
good
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, because he got hurt. The wide receiver 2 from last year didn't get hurt.
Devontae Adams.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
Correct.
What do I
Nice.
win?
Nothing. You just won that second.
You won that one.
There was only 2 clues left. The next one was I played most of the year without my Hall of Fame QB.
I went Packers from the bat. But
I would probably went with that dude from the Bears murdered me. Remember that hit he took? Remember that hit
Yeah.
Devontae Adams took this
Yeah.
year?
oh yeah.
Dude, they thought he was like dead.
Yeah, they thought he was like dead. And then
well,
the final clue
and
was
then
I
in
am a Green
the
Bay
Super
Packer.
Bowl, the hit Brandon Cooks took whenever Wikipedia was Google
still
that
listed
listed.
as
Yeah,
dead.
he's still listed
listed.
as dead.
My little brother. So I was watching the Super Bowl. I was talking to my little brother on the phone when we were watching. I'm like, oh fuck, he just died.
Yeah.
And then during the Super Bowl, and then you guys pointed that out a couple weeks ago, and I called my little brother and told him he thought it was the funniest thing because he's dead.
Now for topic 2, it's my topic, and I'm gonna set a little background for everybody as we get into my topic. So you're gonna imagine you walk into a Chuck E. Cheese, and
They have terrible pizza.
They do. You're not here to eat. You walk in, and the door is slammed shut behind you and mysteriously locked and cannot be opened. In front of you are a bunch of 8-year-olds. How many of them can you kill before they get to you? Or beat up, I don't care.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why is this a thing? Why do you have these thoughts?
Yeah, how did you give us a little background on how you thought of this?
Well, when you did a previous podcast that went 70 episodes, it's hard to sometimes come up with ideas you didn't already do. So I'm trying to be original, and I thought this would be fun. Plus, it's a great segment from the Parenting 101.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that follows up pretty
Yeah,
good
that's what I
with
thought,
how
you
to
know?
treat a baby.
Plus-
How many 8-year-olds can you kill?
Yeah, how many 8-year-olds can you kill before they get to you?
Why are they wanting to kill me?
I don't know. It's just a weird.
Like demented little
Yeah, they're like-
fuckers.
It's just one of those situations where you walk in, and the kids are like, "We don't like this guy. We're gonna fucking kill him."
Well, they shouldn't have locked the door. I might have left.
Well, they think it's a death fight. 8-year-olds are.
Can I
reckless,
use
man.
props?
You can use props.
I
Anything
can use
that
the
you
whack-a-mole thing
can
to
use the whack.
turn one of them into a shish kebab.
If you can
and-
pick up fucking Chuck E. Cheese, you can hit him with that. Is he still a mechanical dude, or is he a dude in a suit?
I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese
I
in
don't.
years.
Yeah, I don't. I was too young to even remember one. But yeah, so you're in a Chuck E. Cheese. So what's the magic number before they overpower you?
You see, here's the thing: 8-year-olds, they're not really. I worked with young kids for
Yeah, yeah,
baseball. The 8-year-olds, they're really not there yet. Like as far as hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
or much else to really. I don't know if they would be cognizant enough to like defend themselves.
I feel like
something.
So this is where your expertise with little kids
Yeah,
comes in handy
yeah.
because
I
me,
feel like the first time you take down an 8-year-old, the rest of them are gonna put it together. They're like,
But
I-
still,
let's
the thing
assume
is, they don't have
know.
the physical capabilities that where only so many people can attack you at once.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like the Matrix where all just like gathered around Neo and like everybody can swing at you at the same time.
Yeah,
Only so many can get to you at once.
That's true, but I figure once 2 of them are on my legs, like they're gonna. If,
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I'm gonna have other
They're gonna
things
start
to
slowing
deal
you
with.
down.
If
Yeah.
there's one on each leg plus 4
Biting
more
into
coming
you?
at
Are
me,
they using props?
They can if they
We
can
see
put
that
it together.
This is a hard question, man. I
That's
never
the
thought-
point.
This is too thought invoking.
My
It's a
whole
topic about beating up
goal
kids and it's
would be
thought-provoking.
kill one quick and start using that as my weapon.
I don't
kid.
think a kid would be an effective weapon.
Oh yeah,
Not that young.
bones hurt.
Yeah, but they're.
Have you ever taken an elbow to the face like during a
Sure,
basketball game or
yes.
something? That shit hurts.
But I don't know if they'd be more effective than like a chair.
Yeah. You ever taken a chair to the face?
No.
That shit hurts.
I like Skyler's thought though with the whack-a-mole map.
Yeah.
You could
Start
Or like
swinging
the
that
the ski balls.
Yeah, the ski balls. Yeah, ski
Oh,
balls. That's a good.
and
those
that would be
things
good because that's
hurt.
like range.
That's like
You could
range
start chucking.
combat,
You were a
yeah.
former pitcher. You could really
Yeah.
fuck some people up.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to hit them, but
Well, if there's like 8 of them, you got a wide range to hit.
yeah. If it's 1-on-1 though, I might be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about this.
Oh, you could like take the pencils from behind the counter. And,
Yeah, get those things. Like I said, I haven't been to Chuck E. Cheese, so it's hard to remember what's all there.
I feel
but-
like I could take a bunch. I really feel like I could kill a whole bunch. Like I'm thinking like I'm getting into the hundreds.
wow.
Oh
wow,
yeah.
that's impressive.
Full samurai.
I
mode.
really feel like the thing that's gonna slow me down is just exhaustion.
See, I'm thinking like 5. 5 or
Really?
6, yeah.
that he's not in shape. That's
Yeah, I'm not in shape. Plus, like, I think if
Like I feel like I could run circles around for a while.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but eventually you gotta win. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
But what's the number you feel confident where you would risk your life?
if there's a reward for doing this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, survival.
Like the point is like
That's your reward. Survival.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it's life or death. So if you're like, I can take 100.
This is
but they're gonna Put you
Gladiator.
in with 100.
I would say 50.
50.
I feel very confident.
I
at
was gonna
50.
say around 50. So just to be different, since I'm not as in shape as Zach, I will say 35.
You guys are much more confident on this than I am.
5 though.
Yeah, 5.
I don't honestly though. To be honest,
That's
there's
one-
no in my head. I don't know the difference of like a 4-year-old to like a 12-year-old. They're all the same to me. But you're saying there's different tiers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like you,
Like if they were 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
Because like I coach I literally had 10-year-olds practicing baseball.
Yeah.
They can do some damage with a swing.
So if they they get lucky and get the whack-a-mole thing
Yeah.
before you.
Yeah. So they could do some damage. 10-year-olds, I would say maybe
8-year-olds.
You mean
if it was 10-year-olds,
Oh, okay,
I
you're
would say
fine.
I'm definitely gonna cut that number in like a third or something.
Yeah.
really? So like 10, 15?
10. I would go 10.
Like could you yeah, okay.
I don't know though. It depends on what kind of weapon they had. Because like if
Well,
they
it's
like,
Chuck E. Cheese.
yeah,
I
but like
mean,
if they managed to like pick up a gumball machine or something, or like, and they could swing. If one of them distracted me, it would only take like 3 or 4.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are going so high, but like.
But 8-year-olds are different. See, this is why the age is important.
You're right. 5's probably a little low. I'm probably more like in the 7, 8 range because I'd probably be able to get 2 or 3 of them off the bat. But I think once 5 really got me, like if I'm on the ground, I think 4 of them could keep me on the ground, and then all the 5th one's got to do is get to my jugular.
With a pencil.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all it's gonna take, and I'm done. So like, I'm gonna say like probably max 10, and that's only because I could probably take a couple before they got me. And once I'm down, I'm done. I mean,
I feel like they're very frail. Like a couple of them, I can just like until I get a little tired, I'm just gonna be able to punch them until they're like one punch to like their head, they're gonna be.
But you only got
messed
2
up.
hands. You're talking 50.
But they're coming.
How many are you gonna punch? Plus, they're only 8, so they're smaller.
They can like zombie train in Call
but
of Duty.
Yeah, I don't think that's
You
how
just start running around and they're following you.
So you'd risk your life with 50 of them.
I feel very confident about 50. I feel
Yeah?
very confident about 50. Yeah.
I wouldn't risk my life on 50.
8-year-olds,
Yeah.
50, and then 10-year-olds. Skyler's scaring me. The 10-year-olds, but I'd drop it in half. 25.
I don't think it would take that many 10-year-olds.
No,
2 years difference is a lot.
really.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
I don't know.
I just don't think it takes too many to hold me down. That's my biggest fear.
I don't know.
He doesn't work out.
That is true.
I also don't want to
I
die.
have a
so
weird
feel,
confidence about me.
Yeah, I also don't want to die, so I feel like I'm going a little low on my number because I'm like, I really want to make sure I can win.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
well,
want
all
it to
right.
be
Well,
a
then
risk.
if I, won, if we're taking it that seriously, but if there's a number that like there's a you have to do so many.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 50.
that's fair. I think with like 10, I'm at like 90%. So if I go above that, I'm starting to get worried. And I like to live.
See, and that's the thing. Like they could like there's a lot of skee ball things. Like that, I couldn't collect all the skee balls.
Yeah.
And some of those, like I have a 10-year-old that throws like 60 mile an hour. He hits me with one of those.
With a skee ball, 60 miles. Yeah.
It's
All
gonna
right, maybe 25 is a lot. Maybe 15. Now you're scaring me off. I'm still 8-year-olds though. I just see little kids and I know that I could mess them up.
Yeah.
Yes. You only got 2 hands. That's
Like a
more than
punch
one.
and they're down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think 8-year-old is still at
But
that.
you think they're
I
down
feel like
for the
8-year-olds.
count?
See, like 8-year-olds are like the zombies that like can't run. Like they're like, but then like 10-year-olds are like the zombies that sprint. And that's like a big difference in your horror films. Think about that.
I understand.
Yeah.
I still think that 5 of them could hold me down, and then all it takes is one shot to my jugular.
All right,
I'm
I
done.
think we need to start lifting together, Joey.
He's not gonna do that.
No.
Happen.
That's going to
Oh,
get
good.
very much in the way of
And I
video
don't think it
games.
would raise my number at all.
Really?
How much do you think an 8-year-old weighs?
60 pounds.
60 pounds. So you think if there's like 5 of them on you, that's like almost 300 pounds?
But
You're not going to be able to stop
You don't
that.
know. It's not like it's just a 300-pound weight laying on you. They can't. First of all, they can't put all their weight on you.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you only got to get one arm or one leg free, and then you can use that to defend
Yeah,
yourself.
if you only got one arm though, and there's 2 coming at your jugular with pencils, one of them might get through.
You just guard your throat then.
I guess, but
I
they
feel
got
like
other
I'm
things they
athletic
can
enough that
stab.
they're not getting me on the ground for a while.
I mean, that's possible.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're
Joey's gonna trip over his own feet.
like
I
'cause
stick with 50.
and think how much a kick will do. Like how
Yeah,
much
but I don't think-
damage.
I don't
Like
think
we're
it's
thinking
gonna
just
put it out of
punching.
commission.
I wear steel toes.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to put it out of commission though.
A kick?
Yeah.
I think if I kicked hard, oh yeah.
You think if you kicked a 8-year-old hard enough, they'd be done? That's it? Game over for their life?
They'd be pretty well down for the count. I
Yeah,
think
I
they might
guess.
not
Yeah.
be done, but they're gonna take a little while to
Yes,
recover.
but
from
if
that.
they got like pencils or anything
I
sharp,
think
they could
you're
put a hole in
overestimating the
it. I
8-year-olds a
don't know,
little
man.
bit.
I think life or death, them 8-year-olds get more scary than we think of them. We think of these dumb little 8-year-olds because they're young, but like in life and death situation, they might change. Human nature, I think, comes out. They
I
get
don't
more
know.
scary.
I don't know. All right, what about So there gets to a point where like it's infinite until you just fall asleep. Are we getting there? How many 6-year-olds? If we're going the opposite direction.
Oh boy. Hundreds of 6-year-olds.
Really?
Yeah.
See that?
They're also going to expend less energy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think get 6 and then by 4 it's infinite until you like die of
until I have
exhaustion.
to stop to eat the shitty
The
pizza.
shitty pizza at Chuck E. Cheese.
Not to mention, where are these kids' parents?
Yeah.
You can't just drop kids off at Chuck E. Cheese like that.
Well, you also
Pure
shouldn't-
anarchy, Lord of the Flies shit
You
going
also
on.
shouldn't murder a bunch of 8-year-olds, but there's a lot wrong with this conversation more than
It's a
just the
very
parents.
weird question.
It's your conversation.
It is my conversation.
You gotta own it.
I'm owning it, man. I want everyone to know how broad we are.
We
We
are.
can have dad tips, and then, hey, how many 8-year-olds could you kill?
Yeah.
I
I love it if somebody like listens to this podcast and they just listen to the first like 10 minutes and they're like, oh, this is like a parenting podcast. Like this will, and then-
Bam, how many kids could you kill?
Yeah.
You know, it's not that far off.
Maybe it's close. It's essentially the same topic. If you
Yeah.
think about it. We
I
just
don't
went,
know about that.
We just went over how
Yeah,
little I
it's-
know
it's
about
almost
kids.
identical.
We just went over how little I know about kids, so maybe that's the reason why I think I'm limiting myself to 5, or
How many kids? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, buddy.
I'm also terrified of dying, so I like
Yes.
to keep my number very low.
I'm terrified of dying. I'm very confident in
That's
myself.
fair. That's a good point.
Why are you scared of dying?
I don't like the idea of death, but that's a topic for another day.
That's a deep dive that we
Yeah,
don't want to go into right now.
Now, that's definitely a future topic I'd like to do, the fear of death and whatnot. But
Yeah, we're not going to do it.
Not right now.
No, ever.
Ever? Yeah,
Ever.
we've decided
Ever.
right now.
I don't care if you're the host.
That's all I want to do. Let's just move to it. Fuck Zach.
We're majority stakeholders in this.
Majority stakeholders. Wow. All right. All right. So I'm sticking with 10. What's your final answer, Skyler?
8-year-olds?
8-year-olds.
40.
40. Final answer, Zach?
80. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
50. 50.
50?
I'm
All
definitely good with 50.
Hey, I like it. I'm glad we did this.
I wish there was a way to simulate this.
Yeah, like so you could actually figure it out without
Yeah.
having to,
Listeners,
like,
if
do
you
it.
want to sacrifice your children, there's a Chuck E. Cheese in Altoona. We will be there
We will be there. We only need
next Saturday.
Oh,
We could record the whole thing.
this is a good time to
We
talk
need you
about
to
our
sign a waiver.
sponsors.
We need you to sign a waiver. Also, we need to ask if any prisons allowed podcasting equipment,
Yes.
because that's where we'll all be.
Yes.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and move out of this because I feel like we've covered what we would. And why don't we move to segment number 2, which is brought to you by Finch.
They don't know who Finch is. You didn't.
I called you
introduce-
Papa Finch.
Finch.
You
Papa
did
Finch.
call me Papa Finch.
I did.
So
I was
Papa
thinking of
Finch.
Papa Smurf. You kept saying that.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, they know, you're Finch. They'll figure it out if they don't. They'll figure it
That's
out real
true.
fast. Plus, you would have talked.
All right, so I like to. If anybody who knows me, I can bitch a lot about literally anything.
This has only been 40 minutes. They probably
What?
Yeah.
No.
Like it's
You a complainer?
yeah.
No.
So
No.
so I can pick out little things about people. Like just looking at Joey right now. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do anything, Joe.
That's because there's nothing to pick on.
The human form of
But
perfection,
I-
Joey Bowser.
I lied so much I coughed. Oh,
Anyway, so I have a lot of pet peeves. So we'll revisit this
Yeah.
segment in later episodes, and we'll get other people's pet peeves because everybody
Everybody's
out
got a
there
pet
has
peeve.
them. But one for me, and it's really taken on something since I've bought a house in the past year. And people come over all the time, and they're walking around and everything. And so when you walk in my house, you either come in through the front door or you come in through the back door. And the back door.
That's what she said.
Yep. So if you come in the back door, we have a mudroom. Everybody's shoes from my house are in there. Then you walk into the kitchen, we have a tile floor, and then you can walk into either our dining room or our living room, which is where the carpet begins. If you come in the front door, it's carpeted from the walkway into the living room.
Yes.
You have to walk on the carpet. Okay? So I cannot stand when people wear their shoes on my carpet. I was raised in a house. When you got in a house, you took your shoes off. You put them down, and you don't walk on the carpet with your shoes. I can remember crawling across the floor on my knees to get to the hardwood floor to walk with my shoes after I put them on and forgot something inside. Because my dad is a scary man. So that's kind of
I will second that.
That is ingrained in my memory. So it bothers me when, like, it's one thing if you come in. First of all, if you come into the mudroom, I would think you'd see their shoes there
and put it together.
Maybe put 2 and 2 together. But even if you didn't, you walk in, you're in a kitchen, and there's tile. I don't have a problem with you wearing your shoes. Now, if they're soaking wet and you're dripping water, I have an issue because then I
gotta clean it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, you'd let the tile.
Tile's okay. Then you walk in on the carpet. Then I start getting irked. If you come in the front door and you're walking right on the carpet, and if you don't open that door and like step inside and then immediately like bend down to untie your shoe, I'm instantly gonna like a flip switches in my mind. I'm like, at least offer, because I'll be the one to judge if your feet are clean enough to walk on my carpet. It is my house.
Now, is there such thing as clean enough to walk on your carpet?
Yes.
Like if I just bought brand new shoes.
Yes.
Then you'd be like, yeah, fine.
Yes.
All right.
But at the same time, I also know that you probably have shoes that might be a few weeks, months old, I'm assuming. Right, Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my daughter crawls on that. Well, she doesn't crawl yet. Rolls around on that carpet.
But eventually she'll crawl.
Yeah. And you were just walking around outside and stepping in dog shit, anything you can think of, and now you're marching around on my carpet. Am I in a minority here? Because I know Sue, whenever I tell people this, Sue kind of is like, you don't have to tell them to take their shoes off. I'm like, no, I fucking do.
No, I fucking
Take your damn shoes off.
Take your goddamn shoes off.
Yeah, so I was raised the same way. I think it's weird when people don't take off their shoes, but at the same time, like I guess I'm in a middle ground because sometimes it's like almost awkward because you don't know what to do. Because some people are like, no, just wear your shoes, and it's like awkward when you go to take off your shoes. So like it's always an awkward thing. I like it when somebody's just like, yeah, you can put your shoes here, because then then you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Skyler's mud room.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I went to Skyler's house and I walked into the little mud room, I saw all the shoes, so I immediately went, oh, this is where my shoes go.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like at the draft, because that thought process goes through my head every time. Like I just kind of look at the other groups, because normally I don't just go over to somebody's house. Like usually there's a
it's a group thing.
Yeah, and I kind of see what the group is doing and gauge it before I decide what I'm gonna do. And I remember at the draft, everybody had their shoes off, so that's how I knew to take off their shoes. But if everybody had their shoes on, you know what I mean, I would just kind of go. But I'm the same as you. At my house, I have hardwood floors everywhere downstairs, and I have like rugs, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm like so anal about that stuff. I sweep my floor like every other day, so I'm like, I can go a day, whatever, and I don't have a kid walking on the floors.
Yeah.
But so it does irk me.
Damn kids.
Yeah. I guess it does. I think it's a nice, courteous thing to do to ask when you come in somebody's house. But at the same time, it doesn't irk. It definitely doesn't irk me as much as you. But I can understand that.
And I agree with you. I get where you're coming from. Where you're like, I don't want people wearing shoes, and that's fine. And like, I don't disagree that it's a bad pet peeve or anything. And I always ask if I should leave my shoes on. The only thing I sometimes tell people is that you might not want to smell my feet, because I got stinky feet.
Then you have other issues in life.
I got sweaty feet. I don't know what you want from me. I can't help it. Sometimes somebody might rather me walk on their carpet than smell my shoes, my socks. Now, granted, most of the time I'm going places, my feet aren't that bad. I'm talking like if I worked all day and then I have to go somewhere with my shoes. I'm not just like, I don't just show up to places and my feet smell like ass, but...
Do you wear white socks?
I do.
See, there's your first problem.
Why?
I hate white socks.
I hate white socks.
Because they get dirty, and then
they show the dirt.
Exactly, they show the dirt.
The other socks get dirty too.
Yeah,
they just don't show it as much.
I only wear black socks. I only buy ankle high, or not even ankle high, like the ones that go like halfway up your calf, Nike black socks. So I'd never have to worry about matching or anything. I just buy one type of socks. That's it. And you can wear them in any situation.
I usually do the same thing.
Yeah.
I like it though. It's a good.
You
thing.
just said you wear white socks.
That's what I'm saying. I said I agree with Zach. I try to just buy one brand of socks, so I don't have to worry about matching.
Yeah, switch that brand over to black.
I don't like black socks.
Why not?
I don't know. I just something about white. Like my dad used to buy me gray socks. I didn't like them either.
Oh, gray's stupid. Who wears gray socks?
My dad likes gray socks. But now I kind of own some funny colored socks, so it's weird because now I own like Star Wars socks and other weird socks. I don't know. Anyway, I like your pet peeve. It was good. This segment will come up again when we have pet peeves. But we are going to get into our third and final topic, brought to you by Zach.
All right, so we all wanted to bring a topic to this first episode, and
Every episode.
Well, it will be to every episode, but I wanted to, I knew the other topics, and they all kind of related to you guys, and I was thinking about just how could we get people to know us a little bit better. We have the intro and things, but I thought this is kind of a way to get a little bit deeper than the how many 8-year-olds can you kill. So
you haven't met someone until you ask them how many 8-year-olds they can
that's
kill.
a good point.
That's the ultimate icebreaker.
At this point, everyone should know exactly who we are. We're not gonna go there. Anyway, so I was thinking about it, and I was like, there's one. I was thinking about my life. I don't know. I was just kind of reflecting, and there's a point in my life that I can kind of attribute to everything, to how the direction that my life has gone.
Your birth?
Yeah, my birth. Yeah, exactly. And I'm a pretty big Marvel movie nerd. They think, and they always talk about alternate dimensions, and and one little thing. So like the butterfly effect. One little thing can diverge it into a different way. And so I was thinking about that, and I was really interested in hearing, where's a moment in your guys' life that, it obviously went one way and you're here now. But if that situation or that moment would have gone, played out differently, where do you think you would have been, or what do you think would have been different in your lives?
The day I learned to use the potty. I like to imagine what life would be like if I couldn't use the potty.
Yeah.
And I realize how terrible it would be.
Going your whole life without moving.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. Who would want to be around me? Right now, it just might smell like shit in here.
I barely want to be around you now.
Thanks, Skyler.
So is that your answer?
No,
that's not my answer. I was like, okay, so this isn't getting as deep as I thought.
No, that's not my answer. I can go first, though, if you want. You want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right, I'll go first. I would say that the moment that has changed my life the most would probably be the moment I decided to drop out of college, which sounds like a weird moment to be the one I pick. But I think I went to college for about a year. And I say about because I didn't attend a lot of classes.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
He did not attend any classes.
I wouldn't say any. I had an A in bio. But I didn't attend a lot of
I have
classes.
no idea how. I haven't seen the transcript, so I wouldn't bank on that being true.
We want proof.
Well, that's fine. I might actually have it. No, probably not. But I would say dropping out of college because I went for about a year, and I quickly realized that like college wasn't going to be for me. Like, I wanted a good job to make better money, but it's like there was no way I was ever going to put in the kind of work. And I changed my major late in the semester, or in my final semester anyway. And I was like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. So I decided to drop out, and I think my life ended up being better for it because I'm still in debt for that 1 year I went, which that part kind of sucks. But like, my life trajectory went really positive where if I would have kept going to college, I wouldn't have met the girlfriend I have now. And like, we're thinking about buying a house, and like, my life's just pretty much where it needs to be. And like, this podcast probably would have never happened if I would have kept going to college.
It wouldn't have.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that's when me and Joe became like real good buddies.
Yeah.
Once he dropped out?
No, when he went to college.
Oh, okay.
When I went to college,
Yeah.
Me and Skyler were always friends, and we were definitely becoming better friends during high school. But college was a major time for me and Skyler to become the best friends that we are. And like, by dropping out, I met the people I hosted my old podcast with. I learned about podcasts, and like, my life has gone positive. Where like, some of the best things in my life right now, which are my friends like you two, my girlfriend Erica, and now we're going to be doing this podcast. I'm going to move in with her eventually, and like, if I'd went to college, I don't know where my life would be. So I definitely say that was probably the moment for me where I was like, I'm on a trajectory that I'm happy with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one for you. It would be.
That's a really good one, yeah.
So, like, when you told me about this, the first thing I thought of was college, obviously, because that set me on the course that I'm on now for the most part. But I wanted to get a little deeper than that and really kind of go off the wall. So I kind of went to what took me to go to the college that I chose. And I'm talking, like, way far back. because when I was 12 years old, my dad wanted me to get one-on-one coaching in baseball because he knew I liked baseball. I wasn't very good.
We've established that in the intro.
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. I wasn't very good, so he wanted me to get better at it. So he found this guy in Johnstown. His name was Butch. That's as far as we'll go with that. Butch actually was coaching UPJ's baseball team, Pitt Johnstown's baseball team, and he was the one who gave me my baseball lessons for 2 years, I want to say. And him being the UPJ coach put that into my mind that it was a goal for me that I wanted to go to UPJ. And I didn't play baseball when I was at UPJ, oddly enough. I didn't obviously play collegiate baseball. But because I was associating future college with UPJ, whenever I came down to choose where I wanted to go, it was either Penn State, Pitt main campus, or Pitt Johnstown. All three of them have really good civil engineering programs, and I opted to go to UPJ because, one, I was familiar with it because of that, and two, because of cost. But I really think the fact that seed was planted in my mind at a younger age, that was one of the reasons I made that ultimate decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because it also, Penn State appealed to me because I knew you were going there. RJ was going there, Julianne and all them. They were all going there. So Penn State was a very legitimate option. Mm-hmm. And then UPJ also had Joey and Conway that were going there.
Yeah.
But I really think one of the big factors was the fact that at a young age I had a goal, and it was associated with somebody who went to that college.
Yeah.
So baseball lessons when I was 12 years old, I think, was actually a very important part of making me who I am today. Because if I wouldn't have went to UPJ, I'd have never coached high school baseball because if I went to Penn State,
you wouldn't have been able to.
I couldn't have coached at Penn's Manor. If I went to Pitt, I couldn't have coached at Penn's Manor. If I wouldn't have coached high school baseball, I wouldn't have been asked to coach this travel team I coach now. And if I wouldn't have been asked to coach that travel team, I would have never met my girlfriend, who I'm now living with, who I now have a daughter with.
Mm-hmm.
It just so many things happen because of something so small like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We probably never would have grown as close as we are.
Maybe I should have thought the answer.
God damn it, Mitch.
Damn,
Don't get sentimental on me.
Don't get sentimental.
Those were both
You
good.
started it. God damn.
Tears flowing over here.
Oh, God. Just cracks me up, guys. I love you so much.
No,
that's
but this
awesome.
is, it all comes back to Ashton Kutcher in the butterfly effect.
It really does. It all goes back to you.
The moment he shoves his hands through those paper things, you just know what life's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
That's an actual butterfly effect reference. I hope
Actually,
everyone enjoys that.
Underrated movie.
I think it's Ashton Kutcher's best.
I thought it
movie.
was an awesome concept, but
Sequel, real fucking bad.
They made a sequel?
Yeah,
It's real
but he's
fucking-
not in
He's
it.
not in it.
Well, there you have it.
I don't. All right. Anyway, Zach, what's yours?
Okay, so I've thought about this a lot, and really, it goes all the way back to a day in 7th grade, and I was in the gifted program at our high school, and I'm sitting in there, and one of the teachers comes in, and Mr. Delfonso comes in and asks, he goes, "Hey, Zach, do you want to take a computer science course next year instead of a study hall? Like 8th period or something?" And I was like, "What the hell is computer science? I don't no idea." And he kind of explained, he's like, "It's like making computers do things." I'm like, "All right, sure."
Sure.
And I was like, and really, I was a very lazy student. I still am, always have been, all the way through college.
Consistent.
Very consistent. And so
That's not a knock, man. Consistency is key.
Yes.
It's true.
But anyway, so out of the norm, really, for me, because it was like study hall or a class, really thinking back, I don't know what made me decide, like, yeah, I'll take a class instead. But anyway, I did it. Ooh. And I decided to take the class, and then I ended up meeting Mr. Uhas, who taught computer science. And as you guys know, and we went into the intro, I've kind of made a career out of that now. I went to Penn State for the same thing. But it was literally a split-second moment in a random class in 7th grade that's kind of put me completely on the path I'm on now. And I really don't know what I would do if I wasn't a software engineer. kind of like Skyler, I'm not really good at anything else. I mean, I was decent at math and stuff, but I'm definitely not good enough. I mean, once I got to college and I had to take high level calculus, I realized, I'm not good at that shit.
Yeah, I'm not good
Nobody is.
No, but I'm like really not good. So
I had to retake entry level math. So there you go.
there you go.
It's because you never went.
Shut up, Scott.
Real hard. Yeah. So like, I don't know. It's just weird to think about like one split second decision when I'm, how old are you in 7th grade? 12 or something, something like that.
That's about right.
And I wouldn't have any of the things I have now. I went to Penn State for that, and a big decision why I went to Penn State was because of Mr. Uhas. He went to Penn State, and and I decided about in 10th grade that the only 2 schools I'd go to were Pitt or Penn State. Couldn't do IUP because it's 13th grade for all of us, for everyone at Penn's Manor, and I couldn't do it. I was like, I have to get away from, high school wasn't the best time of my life. I was like, I have to get away from certain people, so. I ended up going to Penn State, and I have a pretty and just like that moment, I've kind of just lucked into certain things, which sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
It's true.
Which always better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, which I've really taken to heart and really, and I think that's part of the podcast is we're career backups. We're not
That's true.
second stringers. We've made a career out of it.
Yep.
But one moment where I was just like, sure, I decided not to be lazy. Maybe that should say something. Maybe I should have decided to not be lazy the rest of the time. But
It worked out.
Nah, screw that.
Yeah,
it worked out. But and then thinking back to that, like, what if I would have said no? And I'd just been like, no, I want to study hall.
No, I'm good. I'll
which
take
is
study
like
hall.
the norm for Zach.
The norm for most, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely not just you.
yeah. But I have no idea what I would have done because I wouldn't have been exposed to computer science. There's no way that I would have gone into this
It's
because
not really
I didn't
like a
even know.
natural thing that just comes.
No, and really, I was lucky at a small school like that we went to that I was
Yeah.
even exposed to anything,
It's true.
computer programming.
Especially like when we went to high school, because like nowadays I'm sure comp sci's everywhere because it's
Yeah.
such a popular job. But like when we were growing up, like it was coming.
Wasn't
but
where it is
definitely
now.
wasn't where people were growing up going, oh, I want to do computer science.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean, kids now.
Now kids want to be YouTubers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We can do a whole topic.
We'll
on
get
that
into
one.
that.
Are they want to do podcasts? They want to grow up and do podcasts.
What a bunch of douchebags.
Yeah. But no, so and I really don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, I'm sure my parents are so big into education and things. I'm sure I would have gone to college. But I have no idea. The only other thing I've ever expressed interest in was when I was younger. I wanted to be an architect, but everybody wants to do that. You know what I mean?
Drawing. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I am definitely not dedicated enough to be a lawyer. Like I would have been like, oh, I gotta do like 4 years, then then do like a graduate program, and then take some fucking test. Like hell no.
You want to talk about uncommittal? Here's a fun fact. I went to college for pre-med. Lasted 1 year,
so
of an 8-year course.
Recently, I came across our yearbook, and it's so funny seeing what people are going. Because in the yearbook, each person had to put like what they were going to school in their major. And yeah, Joey, you were UPJ pre-med.
Yep, that's what I was. Pre-med.
Skyler and I are the two of the.
You work in a pharmacy.
I
you
do
know?
technically work in a pharmacy.
But Skyler, we're like two of the only people that were like, we're going to go to this school and graduate with this degree and work in that field, and it's actually worked out.
About that. I still suck.
I still. And, hey, we just went over this consistency.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Never been great.
Had
at
it planned,
It's all
man.
right.
Had it planned.
It's all right.
no, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's interesting to think about though.
I agree that
You know?
there's and like we did a topic about the one, but like when you really because when I was thinking about the one I wanted to do, it's like there's so many moments in my life where I'm like, man, if I just went left instead of right, who the fuck knows where I'd be?
Yeah, exactly.
That happens so much. It's nuts to think about.
It's just another turning point. A fork stuck in the road. Time grabbed you by the wrist, Joe.
Shut the fuck up.
Directed you where to go.
Oh,
What song is it? You don't even know.
no, it's probably some shit song.
It's
yeah.
Green Day.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's,
God,
it's
I knew
Green
that.
Day, post-American Idiot.
That's pre-American Idiot.
No, it's got to be American Idiot.
No.
We are not a music podcast, and we
All right, fair enough.
basically none of us know anything about music.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I just like to have an argument.
We need to
stand.
stop this.
Skyler's
right
like,
now.
I want to look it up so I can prove him wrong, and I'm just like, I just talk sometimes to talk. You know what kind of music I like? You go on my Spotify, you know what's there? 3 T Swift albums.
Yeah,
That's about it.
That's about it.
That's about-
You're a
and
big T Swift guy.
Big T Swift guy. That's about all that's on
Wow.
there. T Swift and Lindsey Sterling.
So recently, I've gotten into a big like screamo kick out of nowhere.
Nah.
No, listen, because so the only time I listen to music, if I'm ever like listening to something in a car, it's always podcasts. But if I am listening to music, I'm at the gym, and I need something to get me pumped.
So you listen to Screamo?
So I literally listen to Screamo now.
That's fucking weird.
So
but like, do you listen to real Screamo?
No, I
Or do you
listen to
like
the
a Day to
songs that like.
Remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I listen to
That
things that's
makes
like
more
it's
sense.
singing, and then at certain
All
points they
right.
start screaming.
That
But it's a
makes
lot of
more sense.
yeah.
All right.
But that's what I listen to.
Good Riddance was released 7 years before American Idiots.
I literally said I.
It's been every high school's class song since 1997.
Also
the day it came out.
Also in the final episode of Seinfeld. So we have a closing.
When did Seinfeld stop being made?
97 or something like that. No,
Dude,
94.
I just said I don't know what I'm
94.
talking
It was
about.
94 when it stopped being made. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I don't. You're really just making stuff
Yeah,
up.
I
You're
literally
totally
don't
ruining
know.
our credibility.
No, I want everyone to know my music knowledge. Shit, real shit. I just listen to
yeah.
podcasts.
Yep.
So we have our final segment. And we're gonna get right into it, and it is backup of the week.
Backup.
I'm not gonna make a mouth.
All right, you don't have to make a mouth noise. And this week's backup of the week is brought to you by Skyler. So tell us who you got for us
Sorry,
today,
guys. I'm
Skyler.
busy throwing things around.
It's all
over
right.
here.
You're throwing a fit.
It's a very
You wanted-
amateur podcast,
Yeah,
and it's gonna
yeah.
sound like it.
That's why we're the backups.
Should.
Yes.
All right, so
Well, we need to describe what
yeah,
the backup
I'm,
of the week is.
I'm going to get into that because this was an idea I had when we sat down last week and kind of went over this. You know, is being the career backups, as Zach said, you know, we've always been those guys. We are the second string. We've made a
Hell
life.
yeah.
We made a life out of it. And so I kind of want to get into that career backup of the week is being the guy that's just always going to be a loser. You know, no matter what happens in life, this guy is just, you're going to look at him and you say, what the fuck's your problem? What's wrong with you? So when I did this, I had who I thought was going to be my first candidate, and it was the guy that he's going to get it one day.
Yeah.
But
it's a nice little tease.
yeah, we'll get into that one day. But this guy came along this week and stole the show, and it perfectly epitomizes everything. So let's just say this guy, he's the epitome of what the award symbolizes. When we first thought of this bit, you know, I thought this guy might this one dude is he'll take this easily, but then this dude rolled along, and I thought no, not a chance. This guy blew everyone out of the water, and I'm almost a little too worried that this is gonna be hard to top, and we've kind of peaked too early.
Set the bar a little too
Yeah,
high.
like we're kind of like that high schooler in Florida who
Yeah.
hooked up with his smoke show of a teacher. Like
Oh,
talked her into like buying weed for him and everything,
Yeah.
and then got busted. Like you can't top that.
Oh my gosh, no.
I mean, so but we're gonna try.
We're
We'll
starting
try
off
as
with a bang.
yeah, we're definitely starting off with a freaking bang. So there's this guy. He writes for some political art magazine out in Washington. His name is
Washington Monthly.
Washington Monthly. His name is David Atkins. So David Atkins is this political douche nozzle who he's hungry one day. And, you know, I don't like to label people, and we're not going to really get into politics on this show. But if you had to, you know, this is the guy that one side perfectly labels the other side as. You know, he goes into lunch to get some lunch, and, you know, you're hungry. Oh, I need a quick bite. Maybe I'll stop by McDonald's. Maybe a quick bite at, you know, Steak and Shake. Nah, I'm gonna go to Hooters. Great choice, you know, good food, good drinks, a couple nice looking girls to gaze at. Am I right?
Best fried pickle chips in the game.
See, there's so many perks here.
Yeah.
Right? Not a fucking chance for old David here. Apparently, David didn't have any idea what he's walking into. You know, the name of that restaurant doesn't just fucking give it away. He walks in, and he's instantly just disgusted by all these guys who are sitting around eating and looking at these women in their scant clothing and everything. So, naturally, you think old David, he walked out of the restaurant right then. He couldn't deal with that, right? Nope. David hung around because he's just so starved, and I'm sure there's nowhere else to eat in the freaking world.
Well, I'll have you know that his hotel shared a parking lot with Hooters, and nowhere else was open.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
Because
sure.
Hooters is open 24/7 apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So he stays and he eats this entire meal and he's looking at all these horrors going on around him. Horrors.
There you go.
Horrors.
Horrors.
Not the other one.
Yeah, horrors.
Horrors going on around him. So then it comes time for him to pay, and he just feels so bad that he just sat through all this misogyny, and he tips her a whopping 70% on his, personal bill, which means it was probably like $10, and he tipped her $7. Yeah. Woo! So then, not only that, he waits for this lady to come back and give him his card back, and he starts talking about women's rights and the Me Too movement.
Hashtag Me Too.
Yeah. So he starts going off on all this bullshit. And then not only that, but then the guy is fucking arrogant enough to come home and he just has to tweet about it.
Gotta tweet about it.
Gotta fucking
If you don't tweet, how will anyone know?
What a righteous man.
Oh, he's such a hero. I feel so good for him. So this is David Atkins eating at Hooters for the first time in my life. In parentheses, we read, "Don't ask." Especially in the Me Too era, it feels like a strange and uncomfortable relic of a bygone age. So in the end, I wrote a little acknowledging thank you note on a check, plus a 70% tip. The waitress came back to say thanks for the note, and we chatted about it. In the Me Too movement, in the irony of the situation. The same chick who puts on the stuff voluntarily took a job there. No one's holding a gun to her head. It was a refreshingly humanizing experience, and I hope it made some small difference. The longer I sat there at Hooters, the weirder and more uncomfortable it was. I looked at all these guys who seemed to revel in this as normal, and I don't know what's worse. Acting normal to the waitresses as if it's nothing, or trying to awkwardly acknowledge the exploitation. This guy is the biggest douchebag I think I've ever read, and anybody with a phone these days just has a voice, and it just pisses me off so bad. And this guy is the perfect recipient of this award. I couldn't think of a better person to have this.
I agree.
I think it's a great first case for backup of the week.
I just want to blow this dude's mind and take him to a strip club. Like, what's he gonna? That's gonna blow his fucking mind. I mean,
it's not like they're slaves. They can quit their job and leave if they'd like, but they don't because hey, I got a nice rack, and some guys really like to tip me for that.
Yeah.
And I can pay for my kid's college fund or something like that.
You know what you're walking into when you go to a Hooters. I've been going to a Hooters since I was like 10 though. It's not like it's this crazy place. It's not even like they really wear that
not really.
Revealing of outfits.
No.
To be completely honest. They have short shorts and a tank top on.
And this motherfucker is so defensive about his rant that one person commented on the tweet and they're just like, why did you go to Hooters? And he's like, I shared the parking lot, nothing else open for dinner. And then below that goes, I know what you're implying, but I don't really give a damn. The guy didn't even say anything. He just asked why you went to Hooters. And he's like, my wife thinks this is all hilarious. Encouraged me to go and is rolling her eyes at all of you in my mentions. So then I counted how many comments there were. There's 7. And only 2 of them are mean. But he is determined to be like, oh, we're just fucking having
his
a
wife's
day.
just rolling her eyes at those 2 comments.
And she told him to go. Yeah, go to Hooters. It'll be great. Fuck off, David.
Just don't catch an STD. Do they know what happens at Hooters? Like.
And then my favorite part about the story, because then you told me I started looking, was Uncle Chaps of Barstool. They did an article called "Hero Tips 70% at Hooters and Doesn't Look at a Breast Even Once."
I just can't imagine the audacity it would take to walk into a place like that and then proceed to tweet about how everyone else in the same restaurant is a piece of shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Blows my mind. Like, imagine if everybody in there was tweeting the same exact thing.
Yep. And not to mention,
look at all these other scumbags in here.
Fucking idiots.
Apparently, it was the only place open for late dinner. So maybe the other people they're just there to be scum. They're just not maybe hungry like you, who also is in the same.
So he's being
place.
A judgmental asshole.
Yep. So he's just looking
about judgmental assholes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's like, God, I can't believe all these people just judge people. Meanwhile, just judging everybody.
Yeah. I'm sure he's judging the shit out of that little kid that's with his parents here.
Yeah.
What a little scumbag.
What a little
what a little pervert. Here. Look at him just staring at all those breasts. Hashtag me too.
Now, one of my favorite comments, though, on the tweet is from some lady, and she just goes, I just can't do it. It's too uncomfortable. My cousins took our grandma to Hooters for lunch when she turned 70. They sent me a picture of her in the Hooters t-shirt. Parentheses, yeah, that's where I come from. Rolling eye emoji. Like, wow, people. I mean, I get it.
Someone made that grandmother put that shirt on too, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she did. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Just perfect example of backup of the week.
Couldn't have asked for a better backup for our number one, for our first episode.
I'm sure someone on this spectacularly stupid human race will do something to top that. But I think it's going to take a while. I honestly do.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
So
it's definitely going to take some time because this guy has set a bar very high. I'm almost mad.
If you happen to be listening, David Atkins, we'd love to have you Skype in and defend your point of view.
Yes, love it.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
It would be great.
Come do this random podcast that has 2 episodes.
Yes.
One of them's not even a real episode.
And 0 listeners.
0.
Well, if he listened, that'd be 1.
You're right.
That's true.
We fell into a trap. He fell into our trap. We got 1
Right
listener
in the
because we
trap.
talked about him.
Well, guys, I think we had a pretty good first show.
I do too. I feel good about it.
It was average.
It was that's the point of the podcast.
That's literally the mediocrity.
You're right. That was second tier.
Yeah, second. If we're tier 1, we fucked up, guys.
Yeah,
So
we're not called the all-stars of podcasting.
That was a second tier joke. I like it. I
That was
like it.
third tier.
That's third tier. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Career Backups. Our goal is to come to you every single week so you can hear our beautiful voices talk about shit that you don't care about. But
we'll be recording Thursdays and then hopefully uploading sometime Friday.
Yeah, that would. In an ideal world, you see us on Fridays. And if you want to get a hold of us, our email is careerbackups@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter that we will be posting on, and you can always reach us there at Career Backups. Go ahead and give us a follow. We'll probably follow you back because we got way more we follow way more people than they follow us.
Hey, we got 9. So let's get up.
Whoa, there, buddy.
Let's get up to double digits.
12.
We got 12.
We hit double digits
12.
this week.
Yeah, my mom followed us, so we're in good shape.
Oh, hell yeah.
We hit 12 just
Shout out to Jill.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I can't wait for you beautiful bitches to hear us next week. Peace out.
Later.
Adios.